So when I was looking to buy my 4K monitor, basically I was looking for a few features. Obviously it had to be a 4K monitor, first thing, and then I was looking for a 27 or a 28-inch monitor. Currently had a 24-inch 1080 monitor, so that's the upgrade I wanted. Couldn't really fit a 32 too much on my desk, so I didn't want to go too big. I wanted it to be VESA mountable because the last two Samsung 1080p monitors I bought weren't, so they're just sitting on the desks. That way I could have sort of put it onto a desk mount if I wanted to have it sort of suspended. I was looking to spend around £350, really, no more than that. I didn't want a TN panel, I wanted an IPS or a VA panel. And finally, I wanted it to have some sort of graphics FreeSync in it to help out with any game playing that I might do. So they were the sort of things I was looking for. Now I didn't find that many models really, and I sort of narrowed it down to two. Obviously, the first one was the Samsung UR55 that I actually bought, and the other one I thought I was going to be buying originally was the ASUS Tough Gaming VG289Q. Now that was retailing in the UK for about £345. Really strong monitor because it had a lot of gaming features in it, probably that I wouldn't have used anyway. It also had built-in speakers, but I understand they're only 2 watts, so they weren't that powerful, and I probably wouldn't have used those either. But the big reason I really liked it was because of the stand. You could really move that thing about. I mean, it was up, down, left, right. You could swivel the whole thing to sort of landscape and portrait the monitor and everything like that. But then I sort of thought, would I really use it if I'm going to just mount it on the desk anyway? So probably not. The mount would have become redundant had I taken it off. So it was about £45–50 more than the Samsung, which I ended up getting for £299 from John Lewis. Although similar prices were at Amazon and Currys in the UK. So in the end I went for the Samsung. Basically the Samsung had 2-year warranty, although the Asus does have a 3-year warranty if you're looking at that one. So that's, even though this review is obviously about the Samsung because I bought it, if you are looking for a similar kind of model to this and you want to spend a little bit more, then have a look at the Asus Tough Gaming monitor that I've kind of listed there, and I've put some links for it in the description if you want to have a look at it on Amazon. So this is the Samsung UR55 28-inch 4K monitor. It's just been delivered, so I'm just going to unbox it, see what it looks like. I'm really interested to see if it comes with a DisplayPort cable, because I've ordered a separate one from Amazon, and I wanted to see if that was if I should have done that or not. So let's have a look. So, big bag of stuff. So it looks like we've got the warranty card, a user manual on a disc, instructions. We've got a big block for power supply and an HDMI cable, but it doesn't look like you get the DisplayPort cable, which is a bit of a shame really. Yeah, so we've got the HDMI port with the red ends. We've got like a clip to probably hold the cable. We've got a real blocky. Obviously this is the UK, so we've got, actually, you get a 2-pin kind of Euro connector, and you also get the kind of UK 3-pin as well, and a kind of a square block for a power supply. So that's the cables done, and then it looks like you get the rear part here, connects to the back of the monitor and the stand. And then you get the base stand itself as well that slots into. So yeah, so no display port in this. We've got the HDMI cable and the power block with the UK and a Euro plug on it as well. And the software details, etc. And some kind of cable clip. So I'm glad I did buy or order a separate display port. So you're going to need to order a separate display port if you want to use DisplayPort and hopefully get the most out of this monitor. I've got a link in the description below about which DisplayPort I did actually order, because you have to be careful about which ones you order, because I understand the Amazon Basics one, as of August 2020, isn't the latest version of the DisplayPort version, so it won't do certain frequency, certain frame rates or hertz on those cables. So you might as well buy one that's the latest kind of version in a DisplayPort cable, just in case you use it on a different monitor, like a 1440 monitor, and you have a higher refresh rate, higher than 60 anyway, that you can get on these 4K monitors. So then all I'm left with is the actual panel itself. So this is the rear of the monitor. So we've got an audio out kind of headphone socket on the left, and then we've got two HDMIs, and then we've got the display port, and we've got a USB socket, but I kind of understand that that USB port is really only for upgrades of firmware and for servicing. I don't think you can slot in USB pen drives or peripherals or anything like that in there. And on the right hand side we've got the actual power socket, the power connector. And then on the bottom here we've just got where this stand connects in, really. I think there's a button here. Yeah, there's a button, looks like on and off button on the bottom. And this is VESA mountable, as you can see by the 4 screws on the top there. I'm probably going to eventually mount this on a monitor mount attached to the desk, but basically it looks like we're going to just slot these two things in here, hopefully. And then there's a little turning key on the bottom, which I can do by hand to start with, but you'll probably want to use a screwdriver on this to tighten it. Okay, that's finger tight in there. That's pretty good. It's not going anywhere. And then the front here, we're just going to basically put these 2 points in the bottom here. Some more, mate. I think it's just done with pressure. Yeah, that's in. That is in. We've just... It's not coming out of there. I don't even know how you do get it out. Must be something in the instruction manual. So that's it. That was really quick, and it feels very stable. So our next job, just to take the protective cover off the plug, take off the ties and we're ready to go. So I've got it set up. I've turned it, just plugged it straight in. The PC was still on, just an HDMI cable at the moment, and it turned it straight into 4K, 60 Hertz. It already changed. Didn't have to change the scaling on it. It already set it to 150. So I didn't need to change that at all. So that was set to 150. It set the display resolution up at 4K. HDR was turned off. So I turned that on, even though I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I need to really mess about with the colour settings a little bit, because I find it a little bit dark along the bottom, even though black is black, I suppose. Obviously this is a IPS panel. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. It's really funny when you look at the desktop. This was my 1080 Death Star background, and you can see now that it's kind of tiny. This 1080 background was tiny. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, when I put it on the desk and I set it up, I was thinking, oh my god, maybe I should have gone for the 32 and not the 28, because another 4 inches, it would have fitted on the desk okay. But now I've powered it up and I see the size of the screen, I think 28 is okay actually. I bought this from John Lewis. Links to this if you're living in the UK or Europe, because obviously John Lewis will ship to Europe, is in the description below. It was on John Lewis at $299 as of August 2020, and Amazon was more money. Amazon was about $310, but I don't know if it was sold by Amazon or by a third party. So $299, and it comes with a standard 2-year warranty from Samsung and from John Lewis. So this is a video from YouTube. This is a 4K video that I'm currently streaming on here. Obviously you're not going to see this in perfect 4K because I've recorded it in 1080 at 30 frames a second, so it's not going to show its 4K worth, but it does look very, very good on this monitor. Very, very happy with this monitor. Now I've started to use it and I thoroughly recommend it. I can't see any downsides to this monitor at all, even just using an HDMI cable that I'm using at the moment. I still haven't put the DisplayPort cable on yet, and it still looks really good. I really want to buy another one now. So to sum up, setup was easy. The button on the bottom of the monitor allows you to go into the menus. FreeSync is not on by default when you first get it, so you need to turn that on. You might want to turn on some other things like eye care. I didn't, because it sort of dimmed out the monitor too much. I haven't got HDR on in the end because I found that kind of dimmed the monitor a bit. It's very bright, I like it, and the fonts are very crisp. When you go back to using a 1080p monitor after a 4K monitor, especially a cheaper 1080p anyway, it sort of does look a bit, it's not as sharp, and I don't really like it anymore. So it's a really good thing to buy a 4K monitor.